How's it going, guys? Teach Me Grappling here, Brian Peterson. And for today's video, I wanted to do a roll session. It's my first time doing this. It didn't go as planned. It's my first time coming back from about 3.5 weeks after surgery, and that's not really the reason. It's really because I set up the tripod and I let the camera just roll, and we're rolling from one side to the other, and I didn't get a lot of good shots. I tried to do a little bit of editing, but it just became too time consuming to try to zoom in and get the best shots. So I attempted. I did a little bit, and I just quit a little while ago. I couldn't do it anymore. It was just too time consuming, and I'm no expert on this. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy, and that's about it. Somebody mentioned that they'd like to see me narrate, and so I'm doing a narrated roll session. So I hope you guys enjoy. It definitely will improve next time. I'm going to have somebody holding the camera, and that way they get the best angles. What else can I say? Mostly during this roll, I was trying to, I'm completely out of shape, so first 5 minutes I was fine, but I ended up doing 3 5-minute rounds roughly. I think the last one we just flowed, and it didn't matter where it ended up, and I was so tired that I was just trying to play around. But really, I did 2 5-minute rounds, and I was just completely gassed the second 5-minute round. But that's what I get for not training. I haven't trained in probably 6 months, dealing with this double hernia. And now that I'm back, I'm going to have to get my butt back in shape, because technique only, it's a great lesson. Technique only helps you if you have the gas to apply it. So hopefully you end a fight quick if you're technical. Then you don't have to go for very long. But if somebody takes you into deep water, black belt becomes a brown belt, becomes a purple belt, becomes a blue belt, becomes a white belt. You only have to be so tired. So obviously technique helps you extend how long you can go by being very efficient. But me, I was trying to show you guys some things, and trying to show the ghost, show how that looks. Also trying to show the armbar. So I did a lot of arm bars, a lot of Kimura grip, gift wrap grip, and then trying to show you guys how I do the armbar. Even though the shoulder is kind of popped out on the guy, I still get him in a submission. Now, obviously, we're not rolling for life and death. I know that a guy will fight harder when it's real, but just hope you guys can see that the stuff works. So thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, send me some messages. All right, so hope you enjoy. Okay, here we go, guys. I'm going to be rolling with Jeff. And I hit the clock, get a fresh start for 5 minutes, shake hands. This is going to go fast, guys, so I'm going to try to spit it out as fast as I can. I pull guard, notice my left foot hooking his ankle, getting some control feet on the hips. He left his arm out, so I'm going to take an omoplata here. He tries to roll. I stop him with my left hand, catching his waist. Set my legs, my right foot on the mat. He tried to pull his arm out. My right hand caught the wrist. I'm kind of walking with my feet to break him down. I'm thinking about wrist lock. I'm thinking about pushing his arm for the shoulder lock. I decided to just let him out. He turtles. I see a triangle, so I jump for it. It's not there. He comes through. I wrap up a Kimura. So I hip escape, hit the Kimura spin, what I call the Kimura spin. And I come into this armbar position that I have on video, that people were questioning whether it would work. So just showing you guys, I catch the gift wrap, my right leg goes over. I know you can't really see everything, but my left leg then goes over. I lasso back off the head and then pull the arm straight. Even though the shoulder's inside, it looks like he won't feel any pain. He still does. I turn his palm up and secure the elbow lock. Back in my stance. Notice the camera zooming. I go for a single leg off a 2-on-1. On the other side, didn't work. He shoots a single leg. I go for a sumigeshi. Okay, one of my favorite counters to a single leg, right into an armbar, because he chose to roll away from me. That's a very bad idea. So it allowed me to get his arm in an armbar. I switched the armbar to a triangle lock, and then I finished the armbar with his shoulder inside again. Just showing you guys with a triangle armbar, if you bite down with your legs on his opposite shoulder, it will limit mobility. Okay, back in my stance. Let's see, elbow control, I pull guard. Notice I keep attached to him so I can keep my attack rolling. Left foot is shin to shin. I fall to my right side to create a sweep, go into deep half guard a little bit, and he just pulls guard. So chose to just give up the sweep. I had a double underpass, but I really just want to get back into the view of the camera. I'm realizing in my head that we're going outside the view, so I just decide to pull guard. That way we could try to stay inside. So in the future, I'm going to have somebody holding. I allow him to pass my guard. I'm thinking I want to go into side control escapes. He takes the underhook, and I go right. Take the opportunity to show you guys the ghost. Again, I pop out, nice bridge, controlling him. He drops his right hip. I try to sit up one way, pop out the other, take the Darce choke. So just like I show on video. Again, my opponent isn't fighting you 100%, but you know, that's pretty much what it's going to look like when you do it for real, if you have skills and you know how to move. So I'm back in my stance. I give him a single leg. Last time was Sumigeshi. This time I check a duck. He released the wrist, so that duck didn't work. I go to another 2-on-1. I love 2-on-1s. I try to pass him by, get to a single leg around the pipe, and he's down. Go towards north-south. He turtles. I just kind of give up the position. I'm looking to show you guys another ghost. That's really what I'm looking for. You can see my arm's already ready. He takes the underhook without even realizing what I was going for. He drops his right hip to try to shut me down from popping out. It's a lot of common reaction. I just catch him with the sit-up. And I'm thinking maybe I can go to a Darce, but I've already done a Darce, so I kind of let it go. Not sure what I want to do from here. I try to stand up and kick out, limp my leg, and he holds onto it, so I take an armbar. So that's a move where you try to go for the back. So I loop over, catch the gift wrap. Left foot goes over, right foot goes over, and then I show the same armbar again. Again, right here, he's so immobilized. His elbow is about to get popped. So I know he's not fighting 100%, but again, you guys, the better you are at the control, the more it's going to work. So get in my stance. He takes a shot. I go for a counter with a Kimura. Okay, using the Kimura, make sure you have 5 fingers outside. I'm sitting on my butt, just kind of waiting for the right moment. How does it feel? I get up on my knee. I pull at the Kimura, and he falls down. Loop over his head for the gift wrap. Time to sit him in the position. Right leg goes across. I'm looking to pass my left leg over his left arm. Once I do, I lock my legs, and I pull his arm through and finish the armbar. Again, I'm just showing you guys how you can use it. It's very effective for me, so I use it on a lot of different people. I check a duck and transfer into a double leg. So there was a duck under to the right into a double leg, and he's down. So I go up to knee on belly. I'm trying to let it flow. He ends up coming up to his knees. He wants to bail, and I go for an armbar. So everybody's style is different. I go for a belly down armbar, pull him over, and that's it. But a lot of guys that like to get up, you know, they make mistakes and they give you stuff. So looks like our roll is over. I check his foot sweep, and that's it.
That was pretty good, man. I saw where you defended and I saw where you attacked. That was really good, man. Yes, honestly, it was.
First time rolling in a while. I tried to do a couple of the ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
Some people can see how that looks when I do it live. Or the armbar with the gift wrap. Encircle the head. I bring the leg over the shoulder. You know, there were some guys that were saying things like maybe it wouldn't work. So maybe the guy has too much range of motion with his shoulder like this. Like Vinny Magalhaes and Fabricio Verdum in their match in Abu Dhabi. There was a situation when Vinny had a shoulder like this and he could survive. It's very flexible. The situation was a little different though. When I'm underneath the head and I lock the far arm, it makes it really tight. So definitely there's always somebody that will defend it, but it does work. So thank you guys.
All right, next roll, I'm going with Chris. So Chris is a tough dude. He doesn't like to tap, and to be honest, I'm very exhausted right now. I'm feeling actually okay at the beginning. He goes for single leg, looking for maybe a Kimura. I'm not sure what I want. Yes, I take the Kimura. He tries to roll through, and I end up taking his back. My left foot hooks in, and checked my left leg over the head. Didn't work. Notice I lost the hooks. We're coming off camera, so it sucks that you guys don't get to see what's going on. But again, I'm looking for the arm bar from the gift wrap. I'm not sure if I'm going to climb back up on the back. Again, this footage is so bad, so next time I'm going to have somebody holding the camera. I'm trying to pull him back into the camera instead of releasing the position. I go for 2 hooks. Looks like I'm trying to get the back and the neck. He's keeping his chin tucked really well. He actually defends the rear naked fairly well. Notice my left foot kicking his body away. A lot of times I'll lock a single hook or go back to 2 hooks when I feel the time is right. Right now I'm playing 2 hooks. He's trying to work his back escapes. My left hand, he broke the wrist grab, so he's going to twist into me. I end up catching him, bringing him across to the other side to retain the back control. Back to 2 hooks. Again, he's actually frustrating me, to be honest, and my gas tank is very poor right now. So, to be honest, I'm so far out of shape from not training for 6 months. I let him come back into my guard. I'm trying to let it flow and see if more things can happen, like interesting things can happen. To show you guys. Again, he kind of like catches me in side control. I go, oh, here's a perfect ghost. Let me go ahead and do this on him. He's dropping left hip. He's trying to. I pop out, hit my back bridge. He's pulling his arm out so strong. It's time to come up on top. You can see he ends up pulling guard. He thinks he sees something, but it wasn't there. He gives me the underhook, gives me the neck. I pass his guard pretty easily. He doesn't really have as much of a guard. I switch to the arm bar and pretty much standard arm bar on this one off the Kimura grip and finish it. So let's see. Now at this point, this is when I am now tanked. So 1 round, 5 minutes, and then second round halfway through it, and I am done. So this is what I get when you don't train. It's been about 6 months, and I'm pretty exhausted. But so is he. So he was taking his own break. I was in the middle, ready to go, but I'm really pretty much done. I can't really do much other than try to be tricky. I can't force things at this point. So you have to learn when you roll to not force things. I allow my head to be controlled so I can hit a drag, and then I grab a seatbelt and I'm rolling for his back. So right now I kick out my right leg. I free up my right leg. He's trying to stop the hooks. So he's blowing up like he should. I still got the seatbelt. I step my right leg around for 1 hook. Again, just trying to control the back. See what I can get. He's getting out. He's a strong guy. He's doing a good job. I get both hooks, taking the back. Again, this is not like these rolls are anything super spectacular. I'm not super proud of them, but I didn't want to not give you guys content. So I come up on top, get in the gift wrap again. I grab his wrist because he was actually trying to break my grip pretty well. I check a ninja roll, lost the hook. Failed ninja roll, didn't work, so back up into side control. Man, I can tell you mentally right here, I was like, oh, you see me grab my face for a second and wipe the sweat. I was very frustrated already with just like the level of my conditioning. I spin around the head looking for armbar. He turtles, grabbing a seatbelt, hit my roll that I love to do. Leo Vera was always famous for that, to take the back. And now I want to go for a choke. So we're hand fighting. Interesting. This is a good illustration of a choke. Right here, I've got right hand wrist. My left hand's crawling. He's really pulling hard. He's tucking his chin. Notice my right hand controlling his other hand because his right hand wants to peel my left hand down. And his left hand can't quite do it. His right hand is the one that needs to pull it down. I'm keeping that away as I crawl my left hand higher and higher and higher. And then when I finish this rear naked, I have my right hand behind the head. But actually, my left hand is still on his shoulder like a gi choke. Just like in the gi, I grabbed his shoulder and I pulled my elbow back like a gi choke. So it's a very interesting way to finish a rear naked. It is not proper, but it is a way to do it if you have a strong grip and it's not too slippery. So there's a lesson on that. So, okay, let's see what I have here. Last roll, this is Brian. Okay. My name's Brian, so is his, but his name is spelled wrong with a Y. So I get in the stance. He grabs my wrist. He hits a duck under. I allow him to go to my back. Just playing around. He trips me. I fall. And again, this round, I'm just looking to flow. I'm very exhausted. My forearms were crushed. They're throbbing. I'm just keeping them out of stuff. I transfer into a deep half guard. And then at this point, I was thinking, oh, I should work on the wedding sweep. I just broke the wedding sweep video. I've got more to come, but I wanted to show a little bit of the wedding sweep out of here. So I go double under. I knew he's going to sit off to the side. It's going to turn into the wedding sweep. He countered by stepping around my head, and I go to one of my favorite counters of an Americana. That'll be down the road. I'll show you guys that. He checks the mount. I block it with my right knee by raising it up. I decide to let it go, and I get an underhook, and I go back to a wedding sweep. I'm hitting a back bridge, and that got me the position to hit the wedding sweep. So I know you can't see everything. It's terrible, but we'll get it going next time when I get a better camera guy instead of a tripod. So here he is. I'm kind of just relaxing, really. I'm just stalling, seeing what he's going to do, seeing what he's going to give me. He's reaching across. He's exposing his elbow a little bit, but I'm kind of still allowing. He's got a blade in front of my neck. He's grabbing my wrist. I use it to try to put my knee through. He lets go of the grip. That's common. I switch to doorstop, facing the legs, reverse Keskatami, trying to bait him to come up, and he does. I use my underhook, and I use my hooks to try to take him over, and I catch a guillotine, but I'm on the wrong side. But what you can't see is my right hand is inside. I have it in Ezekiel variation with the guillotine. Even though he's inside control, he's being Ezekiel choked right now. He's thinking about it, and he taps. So I know that's really hard to see. If you guys want to rewind it, you can. You can't really see my hands, but I had an Ezekiel choke, and I will show that again on a future video. I'm playing around with the open guard. He's in my half guard now. I'm playing knee shield a little bit, little open knee shield, framing. Not sure what I want to do at this point. I'm pretty exhausted. Was thinking about maybe swimming my arm up through, I think people call it like octopus guard, octopus half. I end up going for the Kimura. I pop up on top, and right here I actually laugh because he used my Kimura to come up on top to counter me, and I just kind of allowed it because he did a pretty good job. I felt some good pressure. I probably could have countered, but he counters my ghost right there. If you rewind that, you'll be able to see his arm was not fully controlled. So there's an example of what happens when the ghost fails. Guy ends up in north-south when a guy can pull his arm out. So he's going north-south right now, thinking about maybe to control me. I'm not sure, but then I catch the ghost, and now I have the arm properly. Notice my left hand, and I'm bridging to make sure he can't pull his right elbow out and get it on my chest. I swing one way, swing the other, and that's what I used, a little momentum to try to pop out the back door. And once I do, I catch the Darce. So I know I can finish the Darce choke right here. I decide instead to get up on my knees, knock him over, just show variation, then I release it. So come up, grab a Kimura grip. You notice I use a lot of those to get to the armbar. He's doing a good job of controlling my ankle over the head. And then look at his flexible legs. He puts his foot in to counter. Very nice. And he pulls out. I check a knee bar, just reaching for it. And then I realize I'm going to let him come up. So once he comes up, I recompose my guard, playing around, feet on the biceps. I'm very tired. If you can't see it, that's called very tired right there. I'm just going to see what I can get. I see a Kimura. I hit a roll, and he falls right for the trap. Again, mentally, I think we're just flowing, but it tends to happen sometimes when lower belts will go with their coach. So I end up catching him in an armbar. For reference, Brian's a blue belt, so he's definitely a little smaller than me. He's fairly easy for me to control, but he's very flexible. He's got some crafty stuff. I allow him to mount me, and I let my arm get in a really bad spot. He's looking for like gogo plata, possibly maybe some type of monoplata or shoulder lock. I come into my favorite position right here, what I call the leg hug. It's like a leg drag, not a double under, but I have my arm inside. He's looking for the triangle. I'm not going to let that left leg of his come back over my head. There's lots more I can show on this in the future. Not sure what I want to do. I'm thinking maybe I want to go to stoner control. So looking to step my left leg over, and actually I fall to the bottom. I go, no big deal. This transfers right into the wedding sweep. And then I actually sit and I give up position to get into the stoner control off the wedding sweep. So I know this is crazy stuff, but I end up locking the stoner control. That's the lockdown with his leg in a leg drag. So again, I'm not real excited about right now about going for the finish. going for the vaporizer or the series that I like to do. I end up pulling guard, and I just roll over and I'm kind of holding it. I realize at this point he's probably going to escape. He's trying to get his leg out. His left leg needs to get out into a natural position on the other side to the left. I'm dragging it across like a leg drag, but then I realize he's going to get out. He steps his leg out. I just go, that's fine. I have a lockdown. And, he stops to check on me because I'm exhausted, but it's all good. I'm telling him to just go. So, getting kind of boring. We're almost done here. This video's coming to a close. Trying to get him to do things, but he's actually nervous. He's thinking I have something up my sleeve. He goes for a mounted triangle. I allow it. And so see if I can get out of his mounted triangle. Right here I'm doing a triangle escape, which you will see. I have not taught it, but definitely it's a popular way of dealing with it. I'm driving in and I'm controlling his knee and I'm changing his angle so that he cannot fully lock the triangle properly. He has the triangle lock, you can see. His legs are correct, but the angle's off. So the way I'm facing the floor right now, and he's actually facing horizontally. So it's a bad angle. It means I have a big gap. I can breathe. I'm controlling his knee and I'm driving into that knee. I'm pulling on the knee. He looks to go for the arm. I free up my arm and I'm driving my body into the triangle, popping my head out when there was enough space. Now trying to drag him into the lens so you guys can see. So here we are. He has me in butterfly guard and he's looking for like a double shin sweep. And I grab his neck and I feel, I'm going to hit a baseball choke. Let me drop back, hips back, and I just stayed here on my left side. I feel it's very tight. He had his hand grabbing my elbow, but it's too far. My elbow was sunk deep on that baseball choke, and so I hit it in a non-traditional position, but still worked. So baseball choke's one of my better techniques. I have some weird flexibility in my shoulders, so that allows me to do it better than most. I allow him to take my back. He actually gets a very tight choke, and I'm tripoding, standing up, something you see in MMA a lot more than you see in Jiu-jitsu. Actually, you do see it at the high levels of Jiu-jitsu. He's choking the crap out of me right now, and I'm actually pulsing on my left hand with my right hand controlling the neck, trying to make sure that he can't get it. I mule kick one of his legs out, and I turn into him immediately to change the angle. He tries to scissor my head, and that pisses me off, but I know I'm going to go into the wedding sweep. So I control his ankle. He does not want the whizzer. I don't know why. I think he's just not paying attention properly. He should. So I pop up on the back from the wedding sweep. Throw a hook in as he controls my wrist. Take the back. Locking a single hook. Very important, guys. Locking the bottom hook. That way a guy cannot escape. And kind of losing him here because I lost the upper body control. I hit a ninja roll into what 10th Planet calls the truck, and I decide to control his ankle, and I go for the calf lock. High on the toes, you guys, and I've got his other leg controlled so he can't kick out. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed.
That was a hard choke to find out.
I figured it out.
Oh man. First day back. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you guys. Sucks getting old. Sucks being out of shape. But it's one roll at a time. Just got to get back into it. No matter how tired you get, just take your breaks. Set a round out if you need to. And then get back on the mat. That's all we can do in life. Thank you.